Hello and welcome to episode 35. So today we're going to try to, at a minimum, we're going to get all the inputs run and we're going to get some of the production going. I'm not sure how far we'll get. We'll just have to see. So in order to get our inputs into the new Aluminum Foundry, we need the bauxite, which is right next to the factory. So that's easy. So I'm going to save that one for last because I can kind of route that. However, it's such a short run. The long ones are going to be the coal and the quartz. And the coal is going to be, it's not that far of a run, but it's up really high. So that's going to be a little tricky trying to get the coal from up high in multiple different spots down. The quartz is in a way simpler because it's just a straight shot and then up one cliff, but it's farther away, and of course it's all through the swamp, and of course right now it's getting dark, which is the perfect time to get down on the ground in the swamp and run around. So that's bad timing. We might wait until the morning to start the time lapse. But so the coal, there's a coal node up there, and then I think there's like 3 of them over here, and I got to get I believe 4 of them. I'll have to check the math again, but I think I got to get like 4 of them over, and then over here into the factory. Then the crystal is up there with those big trees up there. So we got to run that down and over and into the factory. And then the bauxite is just past this, I don't know what you want to call it. What are we calling this? The exit? Just past this exit, basically down the left side of the building over there, just a little bit further back. So yeah, let me wait until morning, I guess. Let me go ahead and drive the train around. I'll wait until morning and then start the time lapse. And I'm going to do the crystal first. And then we're going to have to figure the coal out. That one's going to be more complicated. Then the bauxite. And, you know, if you didn't watch last episode, there's a production floor below and above. And we're not doing necessarily a main bus in this building. So one of the things I'm kind of thinking is, let's say we started at the front of the building, which we probably should. Well, I shouldn't call this the front. This is technically, as far as the building blueprints go, that's the front. But this is really the front, right? Because it's facing the train tracks. So one of the things is, let's say we bring the quartz over and we turn it into silica. So if I do that, let's say down here, and I don't know, I need 1 bay, 2 bays, whatever. So we make all the silica, and then I bring the bauxite in, and then I do that first process, and then we come down here and we get down to the end. And then it's like, okay, now we need the next one. Do I go straight upstairs and try to come backwards? Or, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird because, like, what am I going to do on the 3rd floor all the way down at this end? Because I might need stuff that's way down at that end. So I'm trying to, you know, like, plan this out a little bit better. So one of the things I'm thinking is with the quartz, if the quartz is going to take 2 bays, which it very well might, I don't know, maybe it takes 3 bays, who knows? But let's say it takes 2 bays. I might use this bay on the 1st floor and then use that same bay on the 3rd floor. We'll just have to see how the other stuff goes. I don't want any of the stuff that takes water. I would rather have down here. I don't want to have to pump stuff way up high, but, well, maybe I should do all the quartz up high. Oh. Yeah. I should do all the quartz on the 3rd floor. Yeah. All right. Anyways, waiting until morning and then we'll have a time lapse. Well, I didn't see that one coming, and I don't even know what my health was at. I didn't think my health was that low.
Pioneer, Pioneer.
Is Ada trolling me? I think she is. Well, you literally can't see what I've been doing here. Oh, the fog's kind of not as bad right here. So I stopped the time lapse a little early. I didn't know if I needed 2 conveyors or 3 because I couldn't remember the numbers, so I had to stop. So I just stopped the time lapse. But I ran 2 Mark V conveyors just from the building all the way to here, along with power. Up here, we got the 2 Mark Vs coming up. Come up a little ramp here. Power keeps coming up. There's 3 nodes up here and 3 miners. These are just Mark II miners from now because I don't have Mark IIIs. So they're Mark IIs and they're overclocked 250%. But if we had the Mark III, yeah, like I was saying, they're overclocked. Stand by. Okay, like I was saying, these are Mark II miners, overclocked 250%. This is a pure node, so it's going to get a 600. So that 600 is going to go on this Mark V belt all by itself. These are both normals, so they're both going to do 300 and 300. So they're going to combine together, and that'll be 600 on both belts, which is 1200. I need 1200 quartz to turn into 2000 silica, plus we'll get 1000 silica back as a byproduct because we're going to need 3000 total silica. So this should be 1200 a minute quartz. And yeah, I don't really need Marca because those are only... Those don't need to be 5s because these are only 300. It just visually makes it look a little better. So we'll go ahead and follow this back to base real quick. Or not base. I got to stop saying base because we're at the Aluminum Foundry. We're not at the base. I did just use this design from the medium factory from our first kind of conveyors. I thought I was going to need 3. Now that I found out I only needed 2, I wish I would have used the design from the coal power plant where it's got like the V shape. I think that would have looked a lot better, but I'd already placed this. So this just happened to line up. I originally planned this out to where stuff would come in and then go up. But when I got over here and this hit kind of like right here, I'm like, that's like actually really close to where the floor is, right? So I kind of came in here and, yeah, it's just right here and right here. So instead of popping it up there, you know, hey, they'll pop up here. Now they are going to go up to the 3rd floor, I think. But I should be able to use... I should be able to go there and there. Power's kind of in the way. I should probably do like those 2 instead. So we'll bring those over to here and then go up, and they'll go all the way up to the 3rd floor. And that's where we will make the 1200. Come on, let me out of here. Oh, my Lord. Like I was saying, so we'll get that in there up to the 3rd floor, and that's where... That looks weird. That's where the 1200 quartz will turn into 2000 silica. And then the bauxite nodes are right there. Now I need to get the coal. And so I needed 1200 quartz. And it was just a pretty simple, it's a little far, but it was pretty much just a straight shot. The coal over here, I need 1200 coal, but I think I have to grab, instead of 3 crystal nodes, I think I got to grab 4 coal nodes, and 1 is right there, and then the other 3 are kind of spread around over here. So this one's going to be a little more complicated, but I'll set a time lapse up and you can watch me do that. That's why that looked weird. Where are my arms in the hover pack? They're above me. If I pull out a gun... My camera has moved from my head down to like my belly button. There, reset. That was weird. That's why I was like, when I was flying up, I'm like, this doesn't look right. Yeah, it wasn't right. And anytime I'm finding the uranium, I'm just going ahead and harvesting it and then throwing it away just to get rid of these. So then the area is not radioactive. And I've got plenty of the, what are these called? Iodine filters? Yeah, iodine filters. So as long as you throw it away like that, then there's no more there. Of course, there's like, I think a couple more of these. But let me get rid of these. So from the Aluminum Foundry, the quartz comes from that way. Here's the train line going through the bridge and, back to the main base. So there's a coal node there. That's a normal. There's an impure there. You follow that path around that arch, and then there's like an impure back there, and then there's another impure there. I only need 2 impures and the normal to get my 1200. Now there is another normal back on one of these, and there's a Pure back there. The Pure would be awesome, except I only have the Mark V belts. I would need a 6 to get 1200. So either way, I could grab that normal, and then like half the Pure, or I think there's another normal back there. I think there's a Pure over there and a Pure over here, and then there's a normal over there. So I'd have to grab that normal and this normal, or this normal and 2 impure. And I think those 2 impure and this normal is closer. I would grab the Pure over there, but I don't have the belt to do it. So yeah, we're going to get this and that and that. Well, actually, I'll combine those two to a 600, and I'll take this as a 600. So we'll have to send 2 belts again over to the factory. I had to run back to base and look at what it takes to unlock the Mark III miners. Basically, it's going to be way easier to do that for the coal to get to 1200. Okay, I put some signs up on the way to the swamp here. So we've got warning, dangerous fauna ahead. Close all windows and lock all doors. Do not exit vehicle under any circumstances. Beyond this point, be monsters. Because technically the big spiders can get like up into this area. And then I've got one last sign down here that just says, welcome to the swamp. So I just wanted to make it seem a little more dangerous. There are a lot of those large spiders over here. We actually need to back up. I just wanted to show you the sign. And the back of that sign's got that, but the backs of the other ones are all blank. So I need to make, in order to unlock the Mark III miners, and technically to make them, I need some of the fused modular frames. We don't need to make many. So I've got 23. I think I need 50. And then each one takes 10, so I need 30, and then like another, I need like 60 of them. And what we need is the nitric acid, and I believe right here is nitric acid. So I believe this is the nitrogen, right? Yeah. So we'll need the nitrogen, and I haven't actually done one of these yet, right? We need the pressurizer here. And then you have to put the extractors here, but these have pipes. And I'm kind of thinking the pipes are going to run under the bridge, but I don't know how much. Oh, can you not? You can't place them yet. You have to start this up first. Is that how it works? How am I going to power this? We've got big power lines somewhere, right? Will that reach? And it will. We were going to have to do this anyway to make the fused modular frames over at the Aluminum Foundry, so I just want to set something simple up here. Now can I connect these things? I literally only need one right now. 30 a minute. What's this one gonna give me? 120? That sounds better. So yeah, I'm just going to set up something real simple here. So I can just grab these out of my inventory. What was this one? That's the aluminum casings. Grab a bunch of those and then some heavy. And then we're not going to need many of these. Okay. I'm going to let that... Actually, I'm going to put the... yeah, let's do a dimensional depot on that. Then I don't have to come back over here. Okay, so I only needed to make like 60 of those, so that's fine. Where's the train? We can let that do its thing. But eventually, yes, I will have to put all of the little thingies on the wells and connect them all and get the pipes probably running under this bridge and pipe that all the way back to the medium factory. All the way back to the Aluminum Foundry, not the medium factory. So the problem I've got up here is this is a normal node, and a Mark II fully overclocked is only going to get me 300. And then there's 3 impures over here, which would get me 450. So that's still not my 1200. And I don't want to have to go way farther that way or way, you know, it's too much. And, you know, I can unlock the Mark IIIs and then make 3 Mark IIIs here, and it's not that big of a deal. And then we can get our 1200. And yeah, that was supposed to be an arch bridge. It's clearly not an arch. So definitely not keeping that. I'll keep the foundations and I'll keep the conveyor that's going to be on it. But yeah, I don't like this. So I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm going to tear that down at some point. The same as eventually we'll redo the cable stay bridge. So it makes sense. But basically that miner is going to come, I think, to here, and then that one and that one's just around the corner. Those two will combine, and that'll be a 600 and a 600. And I think I'm going to bring it down to here. And then I guess bring it over to here and down, because I'm thinking the conveyor and that pipe, or there could be multiple pipes, but I'm thinking they're going to run on top of, like, right in this spot, and they'll just kind of run down. I should switch to my hover pack for here, but yeah, I'm thinking they'll just run down, because then they'll just follow this down until it gets to the point where that turns in, and they'll just turn right on in. So I just need to let that make some fuse modular frames, and then I will go back and unlock the Mark III miner. So back in a minute. I don't need nuclear power right now, like at all, but since I'm standing here, I was like, oh, I've got everything I need to go ahead and unlock this. So we'll go ahead and unlock that.
Milestone reached. The nuclear power plant produces dangerous radioactive nuclear waste. Fix-It reminds you that any extra limbs resulting from exposure to radiation are also contracted to work on project assembly. Fix-It also reminds you that willful exposure to radiation will not result in any bonuses regardless of how many functional limbs it produces.
Wait a minute.
Project part number 7, the magnetic field generator, should enter production as soon as possible. Any unnecessary delays will be noted.
No, wait. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Because I already unlocked the other thing. Oh my god. 1,000 pipe, 100 of those, and then 43. I need 7 more. So back, 14 minutes. Whatever. So we'll unlock this. This is what I'm really waiting on, but I'm like, we can go ahead and unlock that one. Well, it's already stopped making fuse modular frames. I mean, I know I didn't give it a lot of resources over there, but I only needed to get from like 30 something to 50 to do the research, and I got to 40 whatever. I need 7 more. Surely 500 or however many casings that was that not enough to make like 15 fuse modular frames? I don't know, maybe it wasn't. We'll find out in a sec. Yeah, it's already out of aluminum casings. Oh, and we're not making more apparently. Oof. This whole thing's breaking down. It's almost like we need an aluminum factory to make aluminum stuff, huh? Where were the casings being made? Are they being made in the temporary aluminum area? I don't even remember. I'll have to figure that out. All right, I drove over here to the Quartz outpost, and we'll go check on, I can't remember. the recipe, you just need aluminum ingots to make the casings. So I'm assuming I'm making the casings over here. But then why did it stop? Because we still had ingots, unless this isn't fully automated. Like, you have to keep throwing it silica. So I don't know if that happened to run out. We won't be needing any of this much longer. No, we got plenty of silica. We got plenty of ingots. Did I just never... I don't know where we're making aluminum casings at then if it's not here. This is a good spot to make them, though, temporarily. Making sure I didn't throw the wrong thing in. That would have been bad. Okay. I feel like I'm making those somewhere else, but I don't know where. I see fused modular frames on the ground right here, so I can kind of speed this up if I... Ow. Did I get him? Yeah, I got him. Only 8, but hey, still 8 we didn't have to make. Oh, turbo motors. Take that. Anything else over here good? What's this need? Electromagnetic control rods. Oh yeah, well, okay. And yes, I did just realize the reason we had more fused modular frames was when from me throwing the casings in before we went and just did that. What did I use steel pipes on? Something. Oh, the storage container. Okay, that gets us the Mark III miners.
The Miner Mark III provides top-of-the-line resource extraction potential, making it even easier to contribute to
We got plenty of turbo motors to make 3.
Project
I just need
part
more
number
fused
8,
modular frames.
The thermal propulsion rocket is the most complex project part of this phase, as it requires turbo motors, and thus requires your best. Fix-It didn't think pioneers such as you could get this far. I am glad we have both proven them wrong.
Alright, I've stopped here to throw some more casings in. And I'll probably just sit here for a couple minutes just to let this fill back up and throw some more casings in. I don't need that many, right? Because I need 10 or 15 or something per. What is it? I need 10 per, and I've already got 15, so I just need 15 more. Yeah, so that's going to, well, God, that'll take 10 minutes. That's going to take 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, back in a little bit. I just overclocked this, and I'm a little disappointed that when you go from 100% to 250% that this doesn't spin any faster, because I don't know, this feels like that should spin faster. I was gonna sloop this, but I only have 2 summer sloops. I mean, it still helps. It gets you a 1.5, but I need 2 more to double it. At some point, we need to do some sloop hunting, I guess. I can't eat the pizza? Also, I didn't know the sink worked. So today is the anniversary, I guess, of the game. I wasn't even recording tonight. Today is a Wednesday night, so it's a work night for me. I recorded half of this episode on Monday, and then I still need to record the other part of the episode which will probably wait until this weekend. But I got on Reddit and found out about this, and I just had to jump on. It's they went all out. I'm disappointed I can't eat the pizza though. For a game that allows you to eat food, like, just let me eat a piece of pizza. All right, that's all. You'll get to continue the episode here in a second, but for me, that'll probably be another 3 days. I'm not doing a time lapse under here, but basically brought the 2 conveyors down, and then I'm putting them down here underneath. And I think just having these 2 supports, I feel like that looks, it's too long. That's too long to span without some kind of support. So I'm doing 2 supports in the middle. These are a little spindly. It should probably be like some actual beams or something coming down. But I don't know that I want to go to all that trouble because, like, honestly, you're never, I could do something like that and then move it out or something. But, I mean, you're never going to really see this anyway. And, I mean, it is supported. So I think it's okay. So I just got to get down to here and then get to the building. And I'm not going to time lapse this because it's not that exciting. Okay, I just tore all that back down that I had done. I'm like, no, I should make a blueprint because it's going to take a while longer to get over there. And then if I have to come back and put pipes in, which I'm pretty sure I'll just, we'll get the nitrogen from back there, run it under the bridge. I'm like, it's going to be quicker. The weird thing is I switched over to my creative world and both. So if I go to load game here, this is a save slot, essentially. And then under it's a bunch of saves. So if you go to the main menu and you say new game and you call it something else, you'll have 2 of these here, right? So what I do when I go to make a creative save is I'll take one of these saves, that's my normal save, and I'll load it, but I'll turn on advanced game settings. Once it loads, I'll enable all the cheats and everything, and then I'll save it as creative. So these are all under the same game, essentially, and you can share blueprints between them. So if I go into creative and make a blueprint and then load this other save, all the blueprints are there. If you went to main menu and did new game, you wouldn't see the blueprints on this game from any of these saves. You can go in, though, like on the computer to the files and copy and paste them over into the other, save. But the blueprints update, it's like one set of blueprints for all of these saves. The weird thing, though, the reason I'm explaining that, the weird thing I just discovered when I was over there in the creative save, I was like, okay, I need to do something about my blueprints. It's getting kind of out of hand. So I finally broke down and I made a bunch of categories and I got this all cleaned up. And then I come back over here and I'm like, it's got the blueprints and it's going to have the blueprint that I just made too, which is a pipe. There's the brand new blueprint that I just made. I don't know which way. I was hoping. Yeah, I put a foundation on it and I was hoping. I really wish, one of the features I really wish they had was that instead of it by default, because it wants to snap right to that arrow. So if I had a foundation there and then I went to this, it would snap there. Of course, then it would be too high still like this. But one of the things I really wish you could do in the blueprint designer was pick the snap point, because I've got this foundation up here and it actually goes to this side, doesn't it? I've got this foundation up here and actually I think I have this wrong. Like I said, it goes to this side. All right, anyways, like I was saying, so I wish you could change the snap point, because instead of having the snap point down there, I wish I could come up here and I could click like in the blueprint designer that point, and it's like that's the snap point, because that's what I want to stand here. Well, actually, it would be on this side, but you know what I mean, so that I could do stuff like this and make it snap. But this should, yeah. So I've got the 2 conveyors, I've got the 2 pipes. I went ahead and added a little support. I can put that in because it stops short. And then the next one will come back here. I should be able to use the Autoconnect. I'll just go ahead and place this. I should be able to use the Autoconnect and get it all to connect together. And then all I have to do when I'm done, and I put a little arrow so I make sure I'm doing it the right way, but I just have to come back and delete those foundations. So let me go ahead and run these out. And then I don't know why my, I guess I'm going to have to go in and look, because I thought it was just like one folder with the blueprints, but somewhere that organization is saved and I need to figure it out and get it onto this save. because I'm not going to spend, it took like a half an hour at least. I'm not going to do that again. So back in a minute. I don't think what I want to do is possible. I've jumped back over to my creative save, which you can see I've got everything all organized. I've got categories. A lot of them, it's all together, but there's a few like this one where I actually did subcategories. It's not 100% done. There's still some stuff here that needs gone through. Like some of these rail ones, I didn't move into the rail one because I don't think I used these blueprints. I think I could delete those. I think I can delete that one. I don't even know what that one is. These temp ones I could probably all delete. I just didn't want to mess with it. The problem is all the blueprints, here's the blueprints folder. All the blueprints are saved into here as 2 files and they're all in one directory. And when you look at the modified time, what you see is even though I just changed all the blueprints around, most of the blueprints, their modified time hasn't changed, which means the blueprints themselves are stored in a folder. But the organization of how they're, in categories and subcategories is actually in your save. So I made a huge mistake by organizing everything in my creative save, which I cannot save this as a regular save because number one, I've got advanced game settings enabled, but this one also is much further back. I think I've done that and I haven't done any of that. So even if this didn't have creative mode like turned on, basically, it's behind. I looked, I don't think there's any other way to do it. After looking online, there's a request to where they'll break that out separately. But anyways, long story short, I'm going to have to spend like another 45 minutes and do the exact same thing again. I've almost got this organized and I'm having this weird thing. I'm going to see if it does it again. Yeah, see, it just did it. Okay, so let me apply changes. So I want to get rid of these 2 rail blueprints and then these 3 temp blueprints. So I go to edit. We'll get rid of the first rail. We'll get rid of the second rail. Okay, there's no more rail blueprints. There's just 4 temp blueprints, even though there was just 3. Okay, there's 3. There's 2. There's 1. There's 0. Okay, it's exactly how I want it. I'm going to click apply. Apply. Oh, it looks good. Of course, it's going to work this time. Nope. And there you go. Like, okay, well, maybe you can't delete multiples at once. Okay, let's try that. Let's just get rid of TY left. We'll remove it. We'll confirm it. We'll apply. It looks like it's gone. We go back. Oh, TY left is back. I don't know why I can't. And I deleted other blueprints. I don't know, maybe no, but I never pasted files in there. Like maybe I have the file set to read only or something, but I never I've copied the files out of the blueprint thing to upload them online, but I've never pasted in there. I mean, I can go in and manually delete these blueprints, but it's like, why is it doing that? I don't know. Okay, I just went in. The files aren't there. So when I deleted those, it did delete them properly, but it's like, this isn't actually checking to see if the files are there. It's pulling up some like cached thing, and that's obviously not updating. So I bet when I exit the game and restart it, this will probably resolve itself. But it did delete everything I tried to delete. It's just showing them. I wonder... Now, that must be cached too, because that file doesn't exist. Okay. So on my train video where we build the track around the world, and a couple other times, I've had people, tell me use Autoconnect, use Autoconnect. And I was explaining, I do use Autoconnect. When I'm doing these straight sections, I use Autoconnect. And when I'm doing the pipelines here, I'm using Autoconnect. Like, I use Autoconnect whenever I can, but there are times I can't use it. And one of them was whenever the train makes a corner, because every corner is a different number of degrees. So I can't use like one corner blueprint, because I would need, if there's, 12 corners, I need 12 blueprints, but that doesn't really save me any time because I only use the blueprint one time. So for example, here, I've been using Autoconnect, but in order to get these two things to turn the corner, since it's a one-time thing, I took the entire blueprint and I put it here and I spun it until I had this where I wanted it. And then I deleted everything else because the rest of the blueprint, this thing, well, let me see. Can I lock that? It's this box here, right? So the rest of this blueprint, the other one was over here with the pipes and conveyors going to there. Don't need it. This one came out to here. Didn't need that. The other one, same thing, right? It was going, well, I'm on this box, right? I don't know. The point is, I can't use Autoconnect on these quote unquote blueprints because I had to delete the stuff, right? Because the Autoconnect would have gone from over there to this one, which was like this way. So I have to, and it's the same with the trains when I was doing it manually. I have to do these manually. I can't use Autoconnect because there isn't a blueprint essentially in the autosave got me there. There isn't a blueprint here with the pipes and conveyors to Autoconnect, and it's not worth making a blueprint like, well, make this as a blueprint and then you could use it to Autoconnect. The amount of time it would take to make the blueprint, like, it's not saving me anything, so I'm just going to go and then never do this again. So I've got the pipe. It just stops past the coal. I don't need to run it any further than that right now, and I've got it going all the way up to there, so I'm gonna have to pop it in, and then we might get a few machines going in this episode. I've got the little bauxite area here connected too. I kind of forgot about that. So all of this is set up to use Mark III miners fully overclocked on these. And the only issue, these two will be fine. All of the production in there based off of those will be fine because the crystal will be fine and the coal will be fine. The only issue is this one, because it's a pure, I can do 1200. I don't have a belt that can go that fast. I can only do, what is this one? 780? Yeah, 780. So we're going to build everything set up for this to have a faster belt, but it's not going to completely go as fast as it should. Once I get the Mark VI belts, I just have to upgrade this belt from here to there and up into the building a little bit. So not a big deal. So the bauxite runs right to there. It does not go inside. The crystal runs right to here. Does not go inside, right? And yeah, I'm not going to change that bridge. I'm just not going to change that bridge, but I should have used the other design from the coal power plant. I just didn't have blueprints for it. And then, yeah, the coal runs to here, and that will get us started. It's going to be next episode, though, unfortunately. And then I know for the fused modular frames, we're going to need the nitrogen. And so we have the pipe running from here over to where that sign is. It needs to run a little farther, and then we'll have to hook the nitrogen up. I just took a wild guess that 2 Mark II pipes would be enough for the nitrogen, because that's 1200, but I don't know. We might need a third pipe, and the only issue with the third pipe, obviously I didn't build this low enough, but even if I did, this is here. So the third pipe would really, really mess it up. But just because that can put out more than 1200 doesn't mean I'm going to need more than 1200. I don't actually know how much nitrogen I need because I haven't got that far. So we'll go ahead and end the episode here. And then I guess on next episode, I was hoping to get some machines done, but whatever. Next episode, we'll just be inside and we'll, I hope, be able to do, well, I'm not even going to say we're going to do the whole building because then the fused modular frames, that's all going to be a big thing to figure out. We'll at least get the aluminum ingots and the, what are the first two things? Yeah, so we'll definitely get the ingots and then the Alcad sheets and the casings. We'll get those done by next episode. Whether we get into the other stuff, I'm not sure yet. So, all right, see you guys next time.